Greetings to you all. Yeah, I'm Doreen. Um, and for those who don't know me that much, I am a pastor. I teach at the university and I'm a counselor. Yeah, and I love what I'm doing. Yeah, so allow me to share with you this. Some people have been asking me about some information or some knowledge on temperaments. Should you know your temperament? Yeah, so in brief, temperament, some people call it temperament, others call it personality, but I just want to call it temperament, okay? Because it's a nature, it's how God has created us. We are different. That is why we see people different. There are some people who talk uh, much more than others. There are people who do things, who are doers, and behave differently. So it's a nature. It's how God has created us, and He has created us for a reason, right? We are here for different reasons, and that is why we should know who we are and be able to help us to know our person, to know our purpose, to know the abilities that we have, and to know even some gifts that God has given us through that, because we do things different. For example, for those who read the Bible, if you look at Peter, how he behaved is different from how John behaved, and it is also different from how Apostle Paul also behaved. So some of the messages that these people gave to us, it was through the nature, there's a way Paul put the message together. There's a way Paul put it together. There's a way John, and this is a nature that God has created us that way so that we can help each other in different ways. You understand? Look at Peter, how he used to talk, how he used to ask many questions. Before even any other person would answer, Peter was there to answer every question. Look at the Bible. So don't you sometimes ask, why did Peter ask such questions? Why was he the one to answer the questions all the time? It's because of the nature. So please, uh, keep following so that you get to know all these temperaments. So let me just a little bit give you the I describe it a little bit. So a temperament is a special combination of qualities in a person that make that person different from others. It is shown by the way that person behave. You see, people behave different, people feel different, and people think different. So it's a nature, and we need to know them, and we need to understand the strength and the weaknesses, and we also need to know what does God say about it, because it is not clearly in the Bible that this is a temperament, but when you know what a temperament means and you know how the people behaved in the Bible and how we are behaving right now, it's different. Even the way you think, I don't think the same way you think. The way we react towards things is different, right? The way we talk is different. Yes, we're going to see that. Yeah, so we have different categories of people, and we have cholerics, we have sanguines, we have melancholy or melancholic, we have what we call the phlegmatics. So if you don't remember at least all these names, let me just give you the colors that you remember. So for choleric, we call them red, and sometimes we call them doers. Yeah, that is a characteristic that you would easily tell that this person is a doer. A sanguine is we give them a name. Another name is yellow, a color. I mean, to know them, you might call them color yellow, and we call them talkers. Yes. So melancholy is blue, color blue, and we call them thinkers. Phlegmatic, it's green color, and we call them watchers or peaceful people. Yes. So, we are all made up by DNA. So, like, you know that we have DNA, right? And the DNA, it's called genetic factors. So, you have your genes, the genes from your father and from your mother, okay? And from your grandparents, both sides, the paternal and maternal. So, like you are a combination of your father and your mother, the grandmother and grandfather, from your mother, the grandmother and grandfather from your father. So you have their genes. Yeah, that's why sometimes they tell you look like this person, or you talk like this person, you behave like this person. So that is where it is coming from. Mm-hmm. So the combination, I think I explained this. Yeah, so they are so we have extroverts and introverts. For extroverts, we have choleric, color red, and sanguine, color yellow. And at least you get to know why these colors come in. And then for in introverts, we have melancholy or melancholic and phlegmatics. So now let's go into details about it, and we get to know what exactly we need to learn from this. Mhm. So, but why do we need to know temperaments? The temperaments will help you in communication. You'll be able to communicate with these people, and you learn how to communicate with them. You will know how to relate with them because in relationship we don't really behave the same. So it is going also to help you when you know them. Yeah, so especially with marriage, because I teach marriage, and that is why I normally emphasize it when you want to get married, get to know the person, and you know the strength and the weaknesses, and you get to know how you're going to handle that person. So if you're married and probably you're struggling, it's also easy for you to know because we know our spouses, we know how to live with our children, we know how to live with our parents, we know how to live with the people we work with. Like if you know your temperament and the other person's temperament, it's very easy for you to communicate and to relate. Okay. Yeah, so let's look at the one of the type of temperament, which is a choleric, and we said a red. Let's look at the strength of a choleric. So they are born leaders, they have that leadership in them, and it's not something that it's as if it is inside. Like they are born with it, the way they do things. For example, if you know Apostle Paul, that thing, there's a way he treated the people that were with them, telling them we have to do this, we have to do that. Like, So the good example of a choleric is Apostle Paul, and they are dynamic and active. At least you remember how active he was. I loved when the Bible says how he dreamed about someone calling him in Macedonia. Is it Macedonia? Macedonia? Something like that. I don't remember exactly. I think the place. Yeah. So, and immediately when he woke up, he knew that God was sending him there. But let me tell you, there are some people who can dream such dream and they don't go. So, because these people are really active and they're dynamic, they have the capacity to do things in the easy way. They are compulsive, they have a compulsive need to change. Look at Paul. I love the way he went to preach to the Gentiles. And I love the way he preached. And if you look at the people who really did a lot of work in writing, it's Paul. Many books that we look in the New Testament, they were written by Paul. Yeah, so that is how they want people to change. They went to Corinth They went to Rome. They went to all these places. He wrote letters to them, So he really wanted people to change to Christ. And they have strong will and decision. They make their own decisions. Let me tell you, you cannot make a decision for these people. They have that capacity, that power to make decisions, not easily discouraged. Look at Paul. No one really discouraged Paul. Even the time they put him in jail, trust me, he knew what to do. The Bible says him and Silas, they were beaten so hard and thrown down there, but they found deep down they knew who God is and they praised him, they worshiped him until what happened. The whole prison was shaken and the chains were removed from them. So that is the power of a choleric, not easily discouraged. Independent and self-sufficient. They are independent. They make their own decisions. They don't need people to help them make decisions. They know what they want and they do it. They are really, really independent and self-sufficient. It is enough. They can even go alone. You remember when something happened between Paul and Barnabas, and Paul was like, you know what, we can't go with John. And he made a decision and he left. So they have that power. It's positive. It is positive being self-sufficient. And they have confidence. I love the confidence of Paul. When Paul is explaining about Jesus and how he met him. And even meeting Jesus was not an easy thing because he knew who he was. It was not someone you just come and tell ABCD. He had to do something different from how he met Peter and the apostles. So I love the confidence, and once they know what they want, they follow. So he had confidence. I love. You remember where he had a problem with Apostle Peter, and it was like, why did you go and eat with people, and later when you saw your fellow Jews, you changed your mind. So Peter was the disciples of Jesus, and Paul came in later, but that boldness, that confidence, yeah. So whatever is right to him, and whatever is wrong. So he tells you there and then, and I love that his confidence. I love do you remember when he was bitten by a snake? And trust me, he did not show any weakness. He waited on God to heal him until everyone saw that. I mean, not even healing. He was bitten by a snake and nothing happened. Hallelujah. They can run anything. These people have courage in them. They're really doers. And we thank God for doers. He has given us doers. If you're a doer, just get to know who you are, know your strength and know your weaknesses, and then work on your weaknesses, and then maintain your strength and put more effort. Okay. So let's look at a choleric when is apparent. What is the strength of a choleric when is apparent? They do exert sound leadership. They have that leadership in them, and when they have children, they exert that leadership in the children. You can never find a child of a choleric, a lazy person. It is not possible. They really use their children, and they find at least they're motivated to do better. So they establish goals. They have goals at home. You'll find a family or a home of a choleric, like they have the goals, like this time we're going to do this and finish in this time. So whenever you're in that family, just to know that the goals are already set. They motivate family interactions. Like whoever is in that family is active. So there's a motivation for every family member to be active. So they know the right answer. Like you can never ask a question, a choleric, and they don't find an answer. It's very rare because they know what is to be done and what not, you know. Yeah, so let's look at a choleric at work. Yeah, they are goal-oriented, so they can't do things without goals. You say you have to give them targets. Like this time you're going to do this, and you know you're going to finish at this time. So they are goal-oriented, and they see the whole picture. For them to do something, they want to see the whole picture. How is it going to start and how is it going to end? If you don't have that, they can't really do anything. They organize well. They are good organizers. When you're working with a choleric, it's like everything is under control, and you're going to um, make sure that you fulfill everything. So they seek practical solutions. They want practical solutions. Don't bring theory. Show me if I start this and it will end like this. This is the finished product. So if we do this, this is the finished product. Give them the practical solutions. Don't bring theory. Actually, they don't like details. They just want practical things. Move quickly to action. If a choleric is going to do something, they don't waste time. Even if it is at night, they will start that thing because there's no night and there's no day for them. When it comes to work, it is work. Yeah, so they delegate work. They're good delegators. They do delegate at work. Insist on production. They want production. When you are under a supervision of a colleague, I'm telling you, you're gonna work hard and you have to bring the results on the table. Yeah, that is a colleague. Yeah, makes the goal. Yeah, thrive on opposition. If you really, really oppose the colleague and you say, you know what, this is not going to happen, they're going to show you that it is going to happen. They love actually when you said, this is hard. They don't believe in hardship. There's nothing hard on the planet Earth. If one person has ever done it, then I can also do it. That is a choleric. Yeah, so let's look at choleric as a friend. What is the strength of a choleric in friendship? Has little need for friends. They don't make friends. You can only be a friend to a choleric when you have something to contribute to his life or her life. Yeah, will work for group activities. If you really want to join a certain group, if you want to work with people, it's not going to have one individual as a friend. Actually, what they're going to do, he's going to work in a group, like to put people together and work in a group because he doesn't want to waste energy on one person. He would rather have many people and work in a group. So it's not a bad thing working in a group. It's good. So it's a strength. Yeah, is usually right. So is this person, if they say this is how things should go, that's how they know it, and that is how they want you also to do it. So, and they believe they're the wise people, and you're not going to say no. This is a strength. Yeah, it's a strength. Yeah, they excel in emergency. Let me tell you, if you have a friend and is a choleric, the only place you will see someone in help or in need is when there's an emergency. When you have a problem, and if you have other friends, just remember the emergency need a choleric. Call a choleric to help you. So they're good in this. So let's look at so quickly and look at the weakness of a choleric. In general, we're going to specify in other things, but let's look at it in general. So is bossy, like it's the weakness is the opposite of the strength. So that means when a choleric is healthy, is a good person. What we saw, the what we call the strength. When he's healthy, he does what we saw up there. But when the choleric is unhealthy, this is what happens to the choleric person. So they become bossy, they become impatient, they are quickly tempered, they can't relax, they enjoy controversy and arguments. they're inflexible, is not complimentary, dislikes tears and emotions. By the way, they say that the cholerics are not developed in their emotions. The emotions are not developed, so they don't like tears and emotions. If you're a friend of a choleric, don't come and cry. Talk about the problem. They will help you solve it, but don't cry. Yeah, so they're unsympathetic. They don't sympathize with people. No, 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 no. They don't like it. So, what is the weakness of a choleric? What are the weaknesses of a choleric parent? Tends to over-dominate children. There's a lot of dominating in the house. Children cannot make decisions. Children cannot do their own things. The parent is on their neck. You have to do this and that. Too busy for family. They're very hardworking people. When it comes to work, oh my God, you will not see a choleric. So they're really missed at home because they're always busy. So choleric, if you're a choleric, please remember the family also needs you. Yeah, so gives answers too quickly. Like they have answers for the children. Sometimes children do not make their own decisions. They don't even have a word. So the mother dominates. And let me tell you, when you go through these things and you get to know the people, if you have them as your relatives or you have them as friends or you have them as colleagues or you have them as bosses, please notice. Notice. You will know it at home. Children do not have a word. They're impatient with poor performance. The colleague will ask you, do you know that I pay a lot of money at school? So why are you wasting that money? So you have to bring a good report. They won't let children relax. Even during the weekend, you'll find a colleague children, they have things to do. You'll not see them sleeping. For what reasons? They can't relax. Never relaxation. There's no relaxation in that house. Many they tend to send their children in depression. So please, if you're a father or a mother and you know you're a choleric and sometimes you don't allow children to do what they want, you might take them to depression. So be careful on that. Yeah, so weakness at work, little tolerance for mistakes, doesn't analyze details, bored by trivia, may make rash decisions, manipulates people, demanding of others, and justifies the means. Work may become their God. Demands loyalty in the ranks. My God. If you're working with a colleague and is your boss, just to know what is going to happen. So we don't mean they're bad people, they're good people, but when not healthy, these things might affect the people at work. Yeah. So another point, weakness as a friend, tend to use friends. They tend to use people. That is one thing with the choleric. If your choleric is a friend, they can call you and ask you for a favor, for favors. So if there's no favor, if there's nothing you can help that person, then you're not a friend. Yeah, so dominates others, knows everything, decides for others, can do everything better, is too independent, possessive of friends and mate. Yeah, when you're married to a choleric, I'm telling you, you don't have a word. I don't mean 100%, but most of the decisions will be made by him or her. Yeah, you know, in Kinyarwanda, the women they call they say ngo ni igishegabo. So they're not like sometimes they take it to be negative, but this is a nature. So you will see those people and you think they're they're dominating, but it's a nature. They don't do it because they want to, but it's a nature. So when they're healthy, it's not a bad thing when the husband is aware. But when it's not healthy, it really, really affects the husband and the children. So be aware of your nature and get to know if you're healthy or not healthy. And if you're healthy, it's good. But if you're not healthy, you need help. Okay? Yeah. So let's look at a choleric. Did we say that? Yeah, weakness as a friend. Yeah, tends to use people. Yeah, I think we said that. Yeah, so most of the time they don't say sorry. They don't like saying sorry. If they make mistakes, they don't know how to say sorry. So if you have someone like that, you will help. You have to help. Yeah. They may be right, but they're not popular. They're unpopular. People don't like them because they tend to drive people, to dominate people, to impose their thinking towards other people. So people sometimes they don't like them. Yeah, so this is a choleric. Please, if you're interested in knowing more things, then you can join our trainings. Yeah, so God bless you.